Morning everybody, hope you're doing really well. Today I've got a treat for you. It's a treat for me as well because I've never done this, and yeah, I've kind of been really excited just to explore this tiny little bit of track. We're talking about West Grinstead's Disused station. Stay with me, I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Come on. Welcome back. Oh, here's gone right squiff. Welcome back. So we are on the Stenning line, which was the line that was from Horsham to Shoreham-on-Sea. And as you can hear, it's quite noisy. And what we're walking under now is the original track line and the bridge. But this bridge was, obviously this is a modern version of it, so you can see they've sort of reinforced it. But if you look on the old maps, this did exist back in the day. Not this design though, if that makes sense. So we're now walking under it. It's so cool, isn't it? It's a mini tunnel really, isn't it? But it's a bridge. I mean, and then as we come through, that's right, look, on the platform. And then as we look up, that was where the station was, or is, sorry, the original station. And this is the platform. Look at that. See, like I said, if you look on old maps on this, it's really interesting because it's sort of like you can see the track, obviously what we're walking under, but you can see that what that is a modern, you know, it's part of the Downs Link. They've rebuilt it. There we go, word. But then we come on to the platform. How cool is this? Really, really cool. So this is open on the 16th of December 1861 and shut as part of the beaching cuts in 1966. In fact, I'm trying to remember now, 7th of March 1966. There you go. Wow. So predominantly West Grinstead station was used as a cattle loading really, especially for horses. So actually it was still, I mean, it's remote. It feels remote, but actually it probably wasn't as remote as what we think. The other misnomer is obviously that we'd assume that East Grinstead is near here. However, it's good, probably, well, it's a fair few miles away. I was going to say about 10. It might be a bit more than that. But yeah, it's nowhere close. And as we come along the platform, you can see the West Grinstead station sign, which isn't original, sadly. You'd like to think it was, but it isn't. Still looks cool though. Get to see all these beautiful benches. Look at that. And then we've got our signalling sign there, which does work. We might have a go on that later. I hope it works anyway. Used to. So this is West Grinstead station. What I want to do is just quickly take you further up the platform. So in front of us is a British Rail Mark 1 coach. And it's situated in what would have been the former goods yard actually. And yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Dr. Richard Beeching actually. So there's the whole, I mean, on most of my channel you've probably seen actually most of the stuff that I've explored has probably been victim to the beaching cuts in 1966. What was really fascinating about Dr. Richard Beeching, for all you people in Kent, was that he was born in Sheerness. Of all the places. He was born in Sheerness and he died in East Grinstead. There we go, so multiple connection there. So he probably would have been, well in fact he definitely would have been very well aware of the whole of this area. There we go, Downs Links, what we're talking about. Obviously thrives now for nature. Oh, look at my fox cubs. And there's West Grinstead station there. There's some beautiful old photos of this station, but we'll talk about that in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. I just wanted to walk down the line once and then talk to you about it, and then come back up and fill you in with any extra information. So, what's it doing? Our walking. So this is our British Mark 1 coach, which I think is used as a museum now. Won't be open today. We're in the, as of recording this, we're in the height of winter time. Although there is still a lot of people walking. It's nice because you get to see a lot of people riding their bikes, and you get to see a lot of people walking their dogs, and it makes it, oh, there we go, really cool just to sort of see people out and about, you know. But there you go, look. How cool is that? So you can imagine this whole area now, this side of the track being the former goods yard. See where this sort of track slightly curves off on that. I, interestingly enough, am old enough to remember these trains, and it saddens me if people weren't here to remember these. So you've got these, it might not have been these Mark 1 trains, but I definitely remember those handles that you had to twist and pull. And then the old shutters, you had to heavily click down. It's nice actually, we're just going for a lovely, just a nice little casual walk, isn't it? That we're sort of doing. Such a good day. I mean, like for me today, you know, often recommend it to people if you can, because you can park here. You can park here and you can just go for a walk. And it is a beautiful walk. I've actually done, strangely enough, sections of the Downs Link Way on mini little walks that I've done to do with obviously added history that I've covered, not necessarily on this channel, but when I've been out and about. So I've actually done sections of this, but not the whole thing. I keep thinking to myself, do you know what? I really think I want to go and do it sometime. Get the old bike out and go from and do the whole Downs Link Way. I think that'd be so cool. And I know that a lot of people have sort of done it. But yeah, look, there's us looking down the track now, and there's us looking in. That's so beautiful, isn't it? It really is so pretty. Well, I reckon we should head back. Come on. So it does say there, loading dock where the carriage is now located. Vans that could take long items were positioned. Pens for sheep and cattle were kept at the far end, and horse boxes were kept at the eastern face of the dock. Look at that. Beautiful information boards that give you this extra information, although I've pretty much said it all. Look, there you go. It says West Grinstead Station opened on the 16th of September 1861. There's a beautiful photo there. And you've got 1885, Henry Bateman became the station master here. Working alongside him would have been a booking clerk, signalman, ticket collector and porters. So the year is 1885 and you're standing in a busy station on the ground, and the ground is shaking beneath your feet. That's so cool, isn't it? There we go, there's the infamous beaching report. suppose what we've got to look at when it comes to the beaching report, or the beaching cuts as we probably would know them, it's the sort of first sort of, the polite way would be called streamlining, where a lot of these tiny sort of stations, lines, disused tunnels, which obviously we explore now, I mean, it was, you know, it took a huge impact, especially on the rural communities, who pretty much the same as probably now as I'm talking to you. Obviously things might change, but obviously the idea of banks, a lot of our main banks in our little villages and our little communities are slowly being shut down, so you can go online to make things easier, to streamline. Obviously in this case slightly different, but obviously in a railway sort of situation, I'm trying to make it a dummy's guide for people, if that makes sense. Just try and make it easy for people. Sorry about the noise. But yeah, look, it's quite nice to actually explore a platform for a change. Very, very cool. Let's give it a pull. Come on, we might as well whilst we're here. Let's do it. Come on. That was a nice bit of fun. I got to make the train stop or go, depending, but it's not here, which is a shame. But yeah, so we're just going to walk back down the line for a little bit. So obviously there would have been the proper station proper. Kind of weird, because you always sort of, like, growing up as a child, when you see a platform like this, which is still, these platforms are still familiar to us, there's still that intrepidation that when you're down here you do feel like it's a little bit sketchy, like you shouldn't be down here, because when you see the platform here you're like, oh god, hang on a minute, should be looking out for a train or something, you know what I mean, like going behind me. But I suppose that's what makes this so special, isn't it, really? Like I said, you know, Downsink is such a perfect place to sort of just let your imagination go wild, you know, the whole idea of trains, industry coming through, and now it gets replaced with the sound of cars. It's just nice, like I said, you know, you're going still through the original tunnel, bridge. I love it. It's so cool. Hearing the, like I said on the notes board, hearing the rumble of the trains that were going through. Instead you've got the sound of my squelchy boots instead. The beautiful winter sort of autumnal day. Must have been quite lovely to see the smoke from the trains coming through as they're bellowing through. Look at that. Really, it's just a beautiful piece of history. It's quite a nice well, because I've had to sort of stop-start a couple of times because of like cyclists and people, and I don't actually mind that in one way, because it shows the popularity of a place like this. Although I have got a little bit unnecessarily muddy today. Didn't think I'd get as bad really, but that's the whole point of the adventure, isn't it, you know? I love it. Wouldn't change it for the world. It's just such a strange place to me, because like I said, I know it so well. I've driven over that road many, many times, and yet I finally decided to come down here. I'm so happy that I've got to do it. It's Disused station. There you go, West Grinstead. Look, I think we covered everything, haven't we, really? I think we've almost covered everything. Any more words of Phoenix history? Thank you so much for coming along with me. Hopefully you really enjoyed this little one. Please, I encourage you to come down here. If you ever get a chance, I think you'd really like it. I think you'd really like doing it. Go for the Downs walk, explore, have your own adventure. I mean, this is the whole point of this channel, isn't it? To encourage all of you lot to go out there when it's safe to do so, of course. You know. But yeah, hopefully you really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for your love, your kindness and your support. It really means a lot to me. Any more words of Phoenix history, because history matters. Stay safe, everybody. As I eat my own hair. Take care. Careful.